Hey folks, Fox here. So, Razorwing Jetfighter, probably one of those units that I find as being an auto-include unit, for sure. Now, when you're talking about the Razorwing Jetfighter and its different roles, as base at the 130 points, you're getting the Disintegrator Cannon, Monoscythe Missiles, and Twin Link Splinter Rifle. Now, what's really nice about those is it's very anti-infantry kind of oriented. Now you can take out smaller vehicles with the missiles and the cannons for sure, but it is definitely and really feels like an anti-infantry role. With special rules like night vision and supersonic, you can kind of get around really quickly with supersonic. Night vision, usually nighttime happens on turn one, but you can get those occasions where you're going to get it throughout the game, so it's nice to have, I suppose. For myself, I'll usually upgrade those disintegrator cannons to the Dark Lances just so I can have a multi-role unit. Take out the infantry when I need to, take out and pop open those tanks so my raiders can fly up and take out those juicy little inside infantry guys. Now, when it comes to the Splinter Rifle, I've always upgraded it to the cannon. I don't think I've ever tried to save just the few little points that you usually get with the upgrade. When it comes to the missiles, monoscythes are great. The Strength 6 is fantastic for taking out those smaller vehicles or just making large units evaporate. I think one of the highest amount of wounds I've got was like 40 to 50 or something like that. Just crazy what you can do with the jet and those missiles. When it comes to upgrading to the necrotoxin, which is nice, you've got Fleshbane on them, and it's free. So if you know you're coming up against those monstrous creatures, especially if they're in big gaggles, and you want to make sure you get some really good wounds, go for it. Shatterfield, it's a few points to upgrade to it, but like I was saying, if you really want to make sure that you get every single wound squeezed out of those missiles, then having the rerolls is kind of nice. Finally, taking that Night Shield is an auto-include for me because jinking 3+, it's no-brainer, especially with the hull of the vehicle only being 10, and you need that survivability. And the Night Shields and jinking really does do that for you, especially when you're getting shot after shot from some of the other flyers. So that's my real good thoughts on the vehicle itself. Now, after mentioning how I usually upgrade and kit out my Razorwing, talking about how I use it, now I'll usually try and bring it in on whatever turn I can manage to bring it in on, and I'll usually select a specific target and kind of go for it. If there's a flyer on the field, or my local meta, there's usually a lot of flyers around, so I need to focus on those first, get those off the table, and then go for usually infantry units next. And then, of course, if my raiders and everything can't take out the tanks, I'll, focus the attention of the tanks, split some stuff open. Now, I'll usually bring the jet on, fire exactly what I need to fire, and try and vaporize it, and then I'll usually get some fire back. I try and get out of the way and minimize as much as I can, but with the table as big as it is, there's only so much you can do. So I'll usually get fired at, jink, and then next turn I'll take it off, and then ongoing reserves, I can line up a perfect shot again, vaporize something else. Now, long term throughout the game, that's pretty good. Short term, losing a jet once every turn is kind of hard. Now, if you can really line things up and you don't get shot, then I definitely keep her on the table and keep my nose and fire at the next target. It all depends on what happens, but I usually try and plan for I'm going to get shot at, take her off, and then come in on the next turn. So those are my thoughts on how to use the Razorwing. What are your thoughts, guys? So hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and I will talk to you later. Bye now.